Have you ever listened to a song and just thought, wait, how did this even get made? Well, today we're diving into a story just like that. We're talking about a song that shot up the trending charts and then just as quickly found itself at the very center of a massive legal and human rights investigation right here in India. It all boils down to this one huge question. Can a song's lyrics actually land the artists in serious legal trouble in India? The short answer? Oh yes, they absolutely can. And the case we're unpacking today is the perfect, and I mean perfect, example of exactly how that can happen. All right, so let's get into it. How did this one song manage to kick up such a massive storm? To really get a grip on the legal battle, you first have to understand the song that started the whole thing. So the song is called Sarke Chunar. It's an item number from a big upcoming film, KD the Devil, and it features two huge stars, Nora Fatehi and Sanjay Dutt. And almost as soon as it dropped, the reaction online was, well, it was immediate, and it was not good. And look, this backlash wasn't just a few random comments. It came from everywhere. Social media was flooded with people calling the lyrics vulgar, obscene, and full of double meanings. And then prominent figures started weighing in. You had the famous singer Armin Malek calling it a new low for songwriting. Even former cricketer Harbhajan Singh spoke out against it. But the real common thread in all this criticism, it was this deep concern about the song's impact on younger audiences, especially because it was trending all over the place. The pressure just kept building, and it got so intense that the creators actually took a pretty big step. They pulled the entire Hindi version of the song right off of YouTube. But here's the thing. Just deleting the video couldn't stop the controversy, not by a long shot. In fact, things were about to escalate and move into a brand new, much more serious arena, the courtroom. And this is the moment where social media outrage officially turns into a full-blown legal case. An advocate and social activist by the name of Vinny Jindal filed a formal complaint with the cyber cell of the Delhi police. And just like that, this dispute was taken out of the court of public opinion and dropped directly into the Indian legal system. So what are the actual legal grounds here? I mean, the complaint doesn't just say the song is bad. No, it points to some very specific and very serious laws. We're talking about India's new penal code, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, for public obscenity. Then there's the POSO Act, which is all about protecting children from sexually explicit material. And on top of that, the IT Act, which deals with this kind of content on digital platforms. This is a serious multi-pronged legal attack. Let's really zoom in on the main legal weapon being used here. Section 294 of the BNS. This law basically makes it illegal to perform obscene acts or songs in a public place if it causes annoyance to other people. Now, here is the really crucial part for our digital age. A platform like YouTube is being legally defined as a public place. Think about that. A law likely written with a town square in mind is now being applied to the internet. The argument is that these lyrics are an obscene performance causing widespread annoyance, and that breaks this very law. And let's be clear, this isn't some abstract complaint against a song. They are naming names. The complaint specifically targets the performers, Nora Fatehi and Sanjay Dutt, the lyricist, and the film's director. The goal is to get an FIR, a First Information Report, which is basically the starting pistol for a formal police investigation. So yeah, the stakes just got incredibly high for everyone involved with this track. And just when you thought this whole thing couldn't get any more complex, another major player enters the scene, and they completely shift the focus of the entire debate. The National Human Rights Commission of India, the NHRC, has stepped in, and this is a huge deal. The NHRC is this autonomous public body whose entire job is to protect and promote human rights. So when they get involved, it elevates this from just an obscenity case to a matter of national human rights concern. And this quote from an NHRC member, Priyanka Priyanko, gets right to the absolute core of their argument. The commission isn't really debating if the song is vulgar or not. What they're saying is that the real fundamental problem here is the objectification of women. This completely reframes the discussion from being about taste to being about human rights. So what's the difference? Why does this distinction matter so much? Well, it's crucial. Nudity can be a form of artistic expression. Objectification, on the other hand, is about stripping a person of their humanity and dignity, turning them into a thing, an object for someone else's consumption. And from a human rights perspective, that is where a serious line is crossed. So, acting on this belief, The NHRC is now set to issue notices to the big players, the major regulators of content in India. We're talking the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, the censor board that's supposed to clear films, and the IT ministry that oversees digital platforms. They're essentially asking a giant question. How? How did a song that objectifies women get approved and distributed in the first place? They're looking at a potential systemic failure here. So it's really important to take a step back and understand that this one song has now become the flashpoint for a huge, ongoing, and really important debate in India. At the very heart of this, you have a classic clash between two powerful ideas. On one side, you've got artistic freedom, this fundamental right for creators to express themselves without fear. But on the other side, you have the idea of public decency, the notion that society has a right to set standards to protect people and uphold dignity. Now, this debate is not new, but it's taking on a whole new level of urgency in our digital age, when a piece of content can be instantly available to literally billions of people on platforms like YouTube. These questions about the responsibility of artists, producers, and the platforms themselves, well, they're more pressing than ever. This case is forcing that conversation right back into the spotlight. Which leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? In a modern society, who really gets to draw that line? Who's the final judge? Is it a government body like the censor board? Is it the legal system with its courts and its complaints? Or maybe, is it the audience who has the power to make a song a massive hit one day and then force it offline the very next? As this case continues to unfold, that's the real question India is grappling with.